left. I said left. Your other... Never mind. Where are you going? I didn't think it was possible for you to be worse at something other than navigating, but what do you know? Humans always end up surprising me. Your stamina could give your sense of direction a run for its money for that distinction. Oh, wait. It couldn't. It literally couldn't. Don't even think about it, traveler. No more running. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want you out of my forest. Yes, my forest. Yes, I'm that deity. Yes, I do know the way out. As I already said, it's my forest. What? No, I'm not. I'm not going to eat you. What? I'm helping you. Can't you tell? Oh. You're not just lost, traveler. You're hopelessly lost. Practically running around in circles. You're telling me you didn't notice? This is your 8th loop around this clearing. You really don't recognize anything here. Don't you recognize anything here at all? Of course not. Why would I suspect anything else? It's just... I was hoping you'd... Nothing. Forget I said anything. At the very least, I can certainly count on you doing that. It's nothing. Just go. You want out, right? Keep walking. That way. Go. No talking. That's the point, traveler. I like the quiet. Walk faster. Engage some other poor fool in your incessant attempts at conversation. I'm not interested. Walk faster. Night is approaching. It wasn't an invitation to ask more questions. Humans are weak. The forest is bad. The night is bad. The forest at night is bad. That's really all there is to it. I don't have to explain. I don't need to explain. I don't want to even be here. And are you really this slow? Fine. 3. You get 3 questions, and 3 questions only. And I'll only answer if you can keep up with me enough to walk by my side. If we reach the edge of the forest before you can ask your final question, then oh well. The gods cursed you with a poor constitution and laughable athleticism after all. You know firsthand the unfairness of life. dear traveler, in fact, counts as your very first question. Yes, I can indeed slow down, but I won't, because it's not within my nature to shirk the strengths and blessings gifted to me, and because I want you out of here so that I can return to my peaceful life as soon as possible, and because it's endlessly funny to see you huff and puff and struggle at what essentially amounts to a leisurely stroll for me. Any other questions? Ah, look who's learning to be more prudent with their chattering now. Well, what's your next question? Quickly, get on with it. I want to be done with this trivial matter right away. Yes, anything. You can ask me anything. You can ask me to read your fortune in the stars. You can ask me to tell you the secrets that the winds whisper to me. You can ask me about what miracles I've witnessed since the beginning of my vigil. You can ask me anything. You can even ask me if I could please go any slower again. That tired old subject, huh? Well, you already know the answer to that, in a way. I'm Shanlin, the Verdant Sage of the Howling Grove. Like you said, the deity of this forest. I serve as a sentry of sorts, a guardian, whatever you want to call me, a keeper, a watcher, a warden, a prisoner, even. But in any case, I live here. You could even say I'm bound, chosen at birth to fend off the endless hordes of horrors that dwell within these woods. Trained since adolescence to absorb and bear the celestial imbalance of debt that pervades these groves, and bound to remain this way until death. Well, I wouldn't say that. I would never give myself so lofty a title as to describe myself as a protector. I'm not nearly so selfless, and not half as pompous. I already told you what I am, traveller. What I do, purpose informing identity, identity informing purpose. I stay here, and I fight. That's all. Oh, and you are the one to pass such judgment? Are you the ultimate authority on the merits of how one should conduct their own life? My life is defined by purpose, and I've just described it. I'm the only one that can live it. I live in this forest, I live for this forest, and I've never wanted to live for anyone. And I've never wanted to live for anything else. I can't afford to. I'm not allowed. I can't. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm a sage. I guard the forest. That's all. I'm not speaking on this anymore. That's all. No, traveller. I said no. No more. Can you really afford to be occupied with such distracting curiosity? You've been lost here for far too long now. Seems you should really be paying less attention to me and more attention to your surroundings. I'm not helping you up. You're covered in mud and leaves. I don't want to touch you. I did warn you. And honestly, you shouldn't even have needed that. You passed by this tree about a dozen times in the span of 3 hours. How can you not recall? Yes, I had been watching you for 3 hours. More, actually. But need I remind you, it's my job to know who enters the perimeter. Just like it's my job to get you out. On your feet. Oh, please. You're a grown-up, aren't you? You can get up yourself. I said I'm not going to touch... Here, grab onto this branch. Sulk all you want. I'm holding on to this. And if you don't quicken your pace, rest assured, I will be using it. Walk. Carefully this time. Up, up, up. No, don't touch that. It's a gallow mushroom. They're poisonous. Traveller, the pretty colours mean they're poisonous. The brighter, the deadlier, and that vivid blue is absolutely screaming danger. Traveller. When did you... I was watching you the entire... Sit down, now. Okay, let's take a look at those pupils. Look forward, past my ears. Stick out your tongue. Say ah. How many did you say you ate? How did you... How is that even... 5? Okay. Blown out pupils, blood-tinged sweat. Heavy breathing, swollen tongue. It's as I thought. Deep in the throes of hangman's penance poisoning. I should have recognized it earlier. The stumbling around, the paranoia, the confusion. The abrupt and illogical change to bubbly, annoying friendliness. You're acting like an absolute dimwit. Even more so than usual. Nothing. Don't worry about it. Hey! I said no touching. Don't touch me. I do not look sad. I do not get sad. That doesn't even make any sense. You're just speaking gibberish now. You're growing delirious. Just lay down. And as much as I wish for the opposite, keep talking. Don't worry, I won't be paying attention to a thing you're actually saying. This is mostly just practice for tuning you out. And I guess it's also for helping you to live and whatnot. It'll give me insight to your condition and how quickly the poison is progressing as I make the antidote. 5 gallow mushrooms. 5! Even the most doltish of beasts here know not to go near them. Yet here you are, poisoned halfway to hell, 5 times over. Babbling and giggling like a fool, grabbing at my face and hands. And what do I get in return? Nothing. Nothing but trouble as I'm stuck playing babysitter for the day. The only consolation that all will return to normal when I can finally get you out of here. Peace and quiet again once you're healed. Blissful, silent solitude once you leave. Again. Huh? What did you say? Traveller? Traveller, say something. Hey, hey, Traveller, Traveller, wake up. Wake up. Talk. Ask me questions, laugh, and anything. Just wake up. You can't leave me like this. You're not supposed to leave me like this. Traveller. Traveller? Oh, God. Didn't I tell you to keep talking? Oh. I'm sorry. I know it hurts. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I can't touch. Is there anything I can do to help you? What can I do? What do you need me to do to distract from the pain? Okay, I can do that. Just eat this and wait for it to counteract the poison. And do not close your eyes again. Promise? Good. Okay, so you want me to talk? Talk about what? I'm not used to just prattling on and on about nothing. I usually don't talk at all, period. What am I supposed to... I don't know what to talk about. You like food? Or something? I suppose. Since you ate so damn many blatantly toxic mushrooms. Do you want me to talk about that? Eating and such? Yes. Delirious babbling about the pretty blue mushrooms. We've been over this. You know, if you so enjoy the look of something as eat me and die as gallow mushrooms, I think you like some of the other plants here. You were too busy stumbling around and hallucinating and, being poisoned to notice. But there are a lot of flora of that sort growing around. The white wraithreed, for example. They glow in the dark. I'm surprised you didn't find those enticing enough to scarf down given your tastes. They find nourishment from corpses and are said to be the manifestation of their spirits. If you pluck them, folktales say you and your bloodline will be haunted for 10 and 1 generations, with every firstborn child bearing the rotting curse, starting with you. Nonsense. It's nothing so supernatural. Just, poison from the petals, hollowing out your bones and decomposing your skin from the inside out. And vetiver. You would love vetiver. They're these giant bell-shaped blossoms the size of melons that are light enough to break off from the trees on which they grow so that they can float freely around the grove. They sprinkle their seeds on the bed of the forest floor, and it looks like glittering trails of diamond dust. But don't inhale it. If you do, the spores latch themselves into your lungs and immediately begin to grow into a new tree, tearing apart your body from the inside out. Oh, but cerulean lyre. They hang as these dense tendrils of deep burgundy vines from whatever high vantage point they can root themselves in. And when the wind blows through them, they play the most hypnotizing songs, all unique to each plant. If you can resist it, it's the most beautiful melody you'll ever hear. If you can't, you'll find yourself tricked into eating a ringlet or two, which you shouldn't do, obviously. You'll cry red tears, and your ears will fill with blood, but you won't even notice, as the melody of the cerulean will be the only sound you can hear, while your body begins to essentially invert, making it look like you're turning inside out. Is this helping at all? You know what? I never thought about that. I guess they taste good. Maybe. Vetiver looks a bit like some juicy fruit, but Cerulean literally looks like dripping blood, so I don't know. Take your pick. Now that would be an interesting experience. And excruciating, I imagine. I don't think any living being in history has tried all three of them in combination. Be my guest and be the first. Why are you so interested in the plants here anyways? Huh. I'm always learning something new about you against my better judgment. Okay, well, even so, you really shouldn't be foraging here, of all places, for ingredients. A baker, huh? That explains the sweet tooth. I mean, I assume that you have a sweet tooth. So, you make treats and such? Buns and rolls and loaves? Well, I'm not a baker. How am I supposed to know all the names of the different breads and patsies that you make? I've never tried them. I don't even eat food. Yes, pastries, whatever. So then, I know you said you're looking for new ingredients to add interesting flavors to these pastries of yours, but I had to ask. When they aren't enhanced by the forbidden and tantalizing flavor of death, what would you recommend to someone who's never eaten at a bakery before? Traveler? Traveler? No. No. The antidote. It was supposed to work. Traveler? Come on. Please. Please wake up. Ugh. Stop doing that. Okay. Yes. I get it. You like baked goods. You can stop rattling off all your favorites. I suspect that list is endless. And don't scare me like that again, okay? I should have known you'd still close your eyes, even though you promised not to. Humans always break their promises. Never mind, just thinking aloud. And don't think anything of the healing. You're welcome. Really, you don't owe me anything. Giving you the antidote was really just a part of my larger goal of getting you to leave. Fine then. If you really have to, just give me one of those red bean paste. What do you call them? Mooncakes? The next time you see me. Okay? Promise? A real promise this time? Good. I see the medicine is fully taking effect. You're well enough to stop shaking and start talking again in full sentences. Lucky me. Maybe that will teach you not to mess around with plants you've never seen before. Of course not. Why would I make those things up? It might sound like a lie, but the plants here are all like what I just described, in some way or another. Careful, traveler. if you don't word this next sentence wisely, you'll give up your last question. Okay. Don't go and try to puzzle out a way to word your question as not a question. I can practically see the thoughts turning in your head. And I think such a strain on that foolish brain of yours might stall your recovery. It's because of celestial debt. Plant rot, reap rot, you know. Everything subsists on, and ironically dies from, the woods. And the forest here is rife with heavenly retribution. There are arguments as to whether it's a convergent or origin point, whether the forest produces or contains this energy, but scholarly debate has never been my forte, and it doesn't change anything. Anything about the reality of it, or what I have to do. It just is. The forest just is. And what it is destructive. It's malignant. It's poisonous. Everything that lives here is. And that is why I don't want you to eat anything here. Don't want you to touch anything here. Really, I don't want you here at all. That line of thinking applies to mortal poisons, traveller. Mithridatism only works if you're able to withstand a small enough dosage of poison to jumpstart your tolerance. But there's nothing here that would help you build immunity. The whole goal of this forest is to break down, to corrupt. There's no getting past it. That's very brave of you, traveller. Or stupid. Then you tell me, why are you so set on staying here? It's not worth it. There's nothing but trouble. Nothing but half-alive creatures suspended in states of dying and killing. Nothing but debt and retribution and the monsters they taint. Nothing but beasts and flora and death and me. Nothing worth coming back here at all. Nothing worth staying and staking your life at all. You're wrong. They're not lovely. Nothing here is. Even proximity to this forest is harmful. There's no dose, no exposure minimal enough that won't cause irreparable damage. Not when there are things here that can kill you instantly with the slightest touch. Yes, even the smallest, softest touch. And even knowing all this, is it still worth the risk? You always say that, and I'm always half tempted to let you. But I won't. Won't let you eat any more plants, that is. Well, you look less awful. Terrible still, naturally, and still just as idiotic, but less on the verge of death, which is a good look on you, I guess. And it's just good in general, too, I guess. Uptime. You're fine enough to walk again, and just as well. The forest is getting darker, and remember, there are creatures here that are a host more dangerous than plants. Right, yes, but not more dangerous than me. Let's go. Can you actually not do that anymore? Please. It's just... I don't really need to know more about the outside world. It only makes things... I can't really afford to think of much else. And I wouldn't want to become attached to something I could never become familiar with. Everything I care about is in this forest. Really, traveller, we're almost near the edge of the woods. Do you have to keep up conversation? Can't we just walk in silence? Careful now. That almost sounds like a quest. Well, now I have to reward that quick thinking and on-the-fly adjustment of phrasing, don't I? I suspect an act of wit like that from you only occurs once every blue moon. The answer, though, is simple and obvious. The forest is practically always devoid of humans because it isn't as infamous as it should be. It lurks outside the collective consciousness, acknowledged but not contemplated, at least by mortals. People generally keep away from the forest because they hardly even remember it's here. It's an effect of the celestial debt. A much appreciated effect. Anything to keep you away. So, what good are charms and blessings against the literal manifestation of all that's wrong with this world? The second you leave here, all recollection of what passed within these woods will start to fade. Then they'll flicker, and eventually they'll be completely gone. The only thing remaining, a faint uneasiness that subtly wards you away, and a general awareness of the beasts and sage that live here. No details, no attachment. From me to the outside world, and from the outside world to me. Right, exactly. You won't remember me, but I'll remember you. Now you're catching on. Huh, I can see the end of the tree line up ahead. You're finally home free. We don't have time for this, traveller. Why did you stop? Weren't you listening to what I said? No. No memories of sounds or sights or feelings. Nothing at all. Why does that matter? No, traveller. As I said, no memories. Not even of me. Why are you getting upset? This is how things should be. Think about it. I never have to concern myself with mortal affairs or temptations. Won't have to be constantly reminded of what will never be mine. And you and all other humans don't have to suffer from celestial debt. When kept separate, everything is safe. And through the removal of your memories, curiosity, attachment, anything that could possibly jeopardize the balance, won't threaten that safety. You're pulling at threads, and I'm afraid that that everything is going to unravel, whether you mean to or not. I won't long for what I can't have. I won't do it. I refuse to. And you won't miss what you can't remember. It works. This works. I don't understand. I don't know what you're saying, traveller. Out with it. Don't dance around the topic. What are you asking? And that is your final question for me? Is that really what you want to know? I shouldn't have even tried. You're the only one who could ever tell when I'm lying. Yes, I do. Wish it was different. I wish you could... that we could... They're here. They're here. You have to leave now. I've been selfish long enough. I can't keep you any longer. No, don't do that. Don't do that to me. I never knew before, and I don't want to know now. I don't think I would be able to handle that. Don't tell me who you are. Not even to say goodbye. Please. It's not fair. You won't even remember me, let alone my name. But I would be stuck with the sound of yours in my head forever. I don't want. I can't. Please. Just go. Tell me anything but your name. Anything you want but that. Really? You vow to? I'll keep you to that then, traveler. But if you're vowing to come back, to remember, make sure to do it soon. Promise? Good. Now go. You know, you say that every time.